Good morning, dear students, and welcome to today's session. In this particular session, we are going to continue with our discussion of the play The Merchant of Venice, Act 1, Scene 3. And in the last video, I explained to you that when Bassanio approached Shylock to borrow a sum of 3,000 ducats, at first Shylock hesitates to lend the money. However, he finally agrees to lend the money to Bassanio on the condition that Antonio will have to sign a single bond with the Shylock. And we also saw that towards the end, Shylock expresses his desire that in order to be assured that he must undertake such business enterprise, he would like to meet with Antonio. And when Shylock expressed his desire to meet with Antonio, Bassanio invited Shylock for dinner so that he could meet Antonio at dinner time. And it is from here that we are going to discuss in today's class. Now, when Bassanio invited Shylock for dinner, Shylock says yes to smell pork. Now, literally, the line means that Shylock accepted the invitation of Bassanio. The moment Bassanio says that if it pleases you to dine with us so that you could meet with Antonio, Shylock says yes to smell pork. Now here, that term yes is used ironically. In fact, it is an ironical expression, meaning what? Shylock expresses his surprise. The moment Bassanio invited him for dinner, Shylock expresses his surprise, saying that what? To smell pork with you, to eat of the habitation which your prophet the Nazarite conjured the devil into. Now, why Shylock is surprised? Because pork is forbidden to the Jews, whereas the Christians are pork eaters. Now, here Shylock makes a reference into St. Mark's Gospel, that is 5:1, verse 13. It is believed that Jesus Christ, he cured a madman by ordering the devil that possessed him to leave the body of the man and enter into the herd of pigs. So during those days, it was a belief that when a man becomes mad, it was believed that his body is possessed by the devil. So in order to cure the madness of the man, Jesus Christ ordered the devil to leave his body and enter into the herd of pigs. That is the reason why the Jews believe that the pig's body is the habitation or is the dwelling place of the devil. And that is the reason why they do not eat pork. Now here, the Nazarite conjured the devil into. If you see that line, the Nazarite ordered the devil to enter into the body or into the herd of pigs. Now, who is the Nazarite here? Actually, Nazarite means a resident of Nazareth. And here, Jesus Christ is referred to as the Nazarite because he was a resident of Nazareth. So, dining with the Christians is against the religious practice of a Jew. So Shylock declines the invitation of Bassanio under the pretext that he cannot dine with the Christians because the Christians are pork eaters. And further, he makes it clear to Bassanio that Shylock is ready to do business transactions with them. He can talk with them, he can walk with them, he can do many other things with them, but he cannot eat drink, or pray with them because they are against his religious practices. And then he inquires of Bassanio that what is the news at the Rialto. And just at that particular moment, Antonio was advancing towards them. So therefore, Shylock raises the question, who is he comes here? And just then Antonio enters. And Bassanio introduces Antonio to Shylock. It is not that Shylock does not know Antonio. He is pretending as if he is not able to identify Antonio. And when Bassanio says, this is Signor Antonio, this is Signor Antonio, then Shylock speaks in an aside. How like a fawning publican he looks. I hate him for he is a Christian. But more, for that in low simplicity, he lends out money gratis and brings down the rate of usance here with us in Venice. So this particular speech of Shylock is an aside. We need to understand that what an aside is. Now see, in order to understand the play in a better way, it is important for the audience and the readers to know the thought process of the characters. We need to have a glimpse, a peep into the mind of the character. And often it becomes very difficult to read the mind of the character through his words or actions. So what is going on within the character, that is made known to the readers and the audience, so that the readers and audience are able to comprehend the character in a better way. And this is done using two different stage devices. One is soliloquy and the other one is an aside. Now, what is a soliloquy? Soliloquy means a dialogue by a single person or a single character. So, when a character speaks aloud to the audience, so that the audience comes to know about the thought process of that character, that is termed as a soliloquy. So when the character speaks to the audience, at that particular time he is the only person present on the stage. There are no other characters present on the stage. So he is speaking to himself, but he is speaking aloud, so that the readers come to know, or the audience comes to know, what is going on within his mind. And in an aside also, the character speaks to himself, but he does so in the presence of other characters on the stage. So when there are other characters present on the stage, one of the characters goes to the side of the stage, and from one corner of the stage he speaks to himself, but he speaks it aloud so that the audience are able to hear him and come to know what is going on within his mind. Whereas the other characters who are present on the stage, they pretend as if they have not heard anything. So in this particular aside, we clearly get to know the hatred of Shylock against Antonio. We also get to know the thought process of Shylock and what Shylock plans to do by lending money to Bassanio on the surety of Antonio. And here Shylock gives a number of reasons for his hatred against Antonio. So first Shylock says, how like a fawning publican he looks. Fawning publican. Let us try to understand the term fawning publican. Fawning means servile, and the word publican refers to a Roman tax collector. So here Shylock makes a reference to the parable of the publican and the Pharisee, which is told in Luke 18 verse 10 to 14. And publican is a natural term of contempt and loathing in the mouth of a Jew for a Christian. Actually, the publicans were tax collectors for the Roman Empire, and they were generally very oppressive. They were in fact hated by the Jews because they were agents of the Rome government, and they used to collect taxes from the Jews and treat the Jews in a very oppressive manner. And publican, as said earlier, it is a natural term of contempt and loathing in the mouth of a Jew. And here Shylock uses the term publican to describe Antonio, and he uses it with a sense of, with a contemptuous sense. And then he goes on to point out the reasons why he hates Antonio. He says, I hate him for he is a Christian. The primary or the basic reason for Shylock's hatred against Antonio is that he belongs to a different community. Antonio is a Christian, whereas Shylock is a Jew. And Shylock hates Antonio for he is a Christian. So this is a reference to the Jewish-Christian hostility, or the Christian-Jew hostility that was prevalent during those days. And he hates Antonio even more because Antonio, out of foolishness, he lends money free of gratis. Gratis means interest. So Antonio lends money without charging any interest because he lends money as an act of kindness and generosity and does not charge any interest for the money or the sum that is lent out. And by doing that, he brings down the rate of interest in Venice, which adversely affects the money lending business of these Jewish money lenders like Shylock. So Shylock looks upon Antonio as his business rival because it is for the sake of Antonio that he has to suffer financial losses in his business, as Antonio lends money free of interest, and that brings down the rate of interest in Venice. And therefore Shylock makes it clear that if he could succeed to catch Antonio upon the hip, he will feed fat the ancient grudge he bears against him. So try to understand, catch Antonio once upon the hip. Actually, to catch upon the hip means, he means to say here that if he succeeds in getting hold of Antonio at a disadvantage. And this is a metaphor which is taken from wrestling. So in a wrestling game, when two wrestlers are wrestling against each other, and if one succeeds in getting hold of another wrestler on the hip, that means what, he has an upper hand on the wrestler, and that hold leads to the throw of that wrestler. He catches him on the hip and throws him down, and thereby emerges victorious. So here Shylock means to say that if he could catch Antonio upon a disadvantage, then he could satisfy his long-lasting grievances against him, his long-lasting grudge against him. And he will feed fat the ancient grudge. Feed fat means he will eat so much that he will become fat. So by the term feed fat, he means to say that he would fully gratify himself, he would fully satisfy himself as though the grudge were an animal to be eaten. He says he will fully satisfy his ancient grudge that he has against Antonio. And then he goes on to enlist other reasons for his hatred against Antonio. He says he hates our sacred nation. Now, just like Shylock hates Antonio because Antonio is a Christian, same way Antonio hates Shylock because he is a Jew. And in fact, Antonio hates the entire Jewish race. And he rails, he abuses Shylock even at the place where the merchants assemble together for doing their business transactions. So he laughs at Shylock, he mocks at Shylock, he humiliates Shylock in the presence of public. And for what reason does he humiliate Shylock? Only for the reason that Shylock used to charge high rate of interest. So he abuses Shylock at the Rialto, where merchants congregate for his business deals, for his hard-earned money or profit. And then he says that, Shylock finally says that, cursed be my pride if I forgive him. So he says that if he forgives Antonio, then that would be like a curse upon his tribe. So here Shylock looks upon himself as a representative of the Jewish community. And he says now he has got the opportunity of taking revenge against the Christians by teaching a lesson to Antonio. And if he does not get an advantage of that situation, then his entire tribe may be cursed for it. So he looks upon himself as a representative of the Jewish nation, and he makes it clear that he is going to take revenge against Antonio for all the injustices which has been meted out to the Jewish community. So he has his religious reasons to hate Antonio, professional reasons are there, and also he hates Antonio because Antonio abuses the entire sacred Jewish community, the Jewish race. However, when Shylock was involved in an aside, he was speaking to himself. He was speaking loudly so that the audience can listen to him. And Bassanio and Antonio pretend as if they have not heard anything. Then Bassanio, in order to draw the attention of Shylock, says, "Shylock, do you hear? Are you able to hear me?" Then Shylock, in order to deceive them, he says, "I am debating of my present state." Shylock says that he was thinking about his ready cash in his home. He was thinking about his present store, means he was thinking that how much cash presently he has with him. And as far as he could guess, he thinks that he could not raise the present sum of money, that is 3,000 ducats. But he tells Bassanio that that is not a matter to be worried upon, because he can easily make arrangement for that money from another Jewish money lender, that is Tubal. He says Tubal, who is a wealthy Hebrew of my tribe, will furnish me. So wealthy Hebrew of my tribe means a wealthy Jew of Shylock's community. Actually, when we say the Jews were divided into 12 tribes or family groups. And Tubal belonged to one particular tribe. Okay. Tubal and Shylock belong to the same tribe. So Shylock says that even though he does not have the ready cash in his hand, but still he can raise the said amount of money with the help of Tubal, who is a wealthy Jew of Shylock's community. And he knows that if he approaches Tubal, Tubal will supply him with that amount. But how many months do you decide? So he asked once again to Bassanio that for how many months does he require that amount? And all this while he pretended as if he had not seen Antonio. And then turning to Antonio, he says, he greets Antonio and welcomes Antonio, and he tells Antonio that they were talking about Antonio before his arrival, and they were praising Antonio as an honorable person. But we know that these words are only sweet words to flatter Antonio, to deceive Antonio. Okay. As a matter of fact, he was not praising Antonio. In fact, he was expressing his hatred against Antonio in that passage. But in order to deceive Antonio, he says that they were just talking about Antonio, they were praising Antonio before his arrival. And then Antonio makes it clear to Shylock that although Antonio, being a Christian, he does not believe in borrowing or lending money by charging any type of interest, because that is considered to be against their religious practices. So he says that he does not lend or borrow money by taking nor by giving anything in excess. So he has never borrowed money by paying any interest, or he never lends money to anyone else by charging any rate of interest. He does not believe in the system of charging interest at all, because that is against the Christian practices. But still, he is ready to break that custom in order to satisfy the immediate wants of his friend Bassanio. And then he inquires of Bassanio that whether Shylock is made known about the amount of money needed and for what time period it is needed. Then Shylock immediately responds that yes, Bassanio had informed him that he needs 3,000 ducats. And Antonio reminds him that yes, it is 3,000 ducats and it is required for a time period of 3 months. And then Shylock says that yes, it is for 3 months. But then he says that he begins to calculate that what should be the bond then. And before he calculates, he says that he heard Antonio saying that Antonio never lends or borrows money upon by giving or charging any rate of interest. And Antonio confirms that he never uses it. Thereafter, Shylock goes on to narrate Antonio the story of Jacob and Laban. And he tells this story to Antonio in order to justify his taking of interest. This story we will do in the next class. Thank you for watching and stay blessed.